financial boom happening right now? Whether you work from a 1099 or a W-2, each week, Johnny Profit with the Executive Entrepreneur will help you leverage your talent, experience, and connections. Act now. Business-minded people just like you deserve a piece of prosperity from the world's energy capital. Phone lines are open. Dial 713-622-6397. Follow us on your social media platform of choice at EE Hour or email your questions and comments to online@eehour.com. Now here's your host, Johnny Profit.
Welcome back to another weekend of Business Radio, where we talk about all the things executive entrepreneurs love to hear to make themselves more productive. Joel in the producer's box, making it happen. Thank you, big guy. So anyway, I had a very busy week as always. I'm sure as most of you entrepreneurs did. I want to give my special thanks real quick, and then we'll get that out of the way, and we'll talk about the incredible guest that we have with me today. So I want to thank Coach Steph and Professor Kevin over at HCC for allowing me to talk to their students this week. It was heart touching because they had some pretty interesting stories. They want to become entrepreneurs. And I left some of that Johnny Profit wisdom behind. Anyway, I want to thank my colleagues over at American Intercontinental University over in the IT department and the Visual Communication department. Thanks for all you do. To the Young Entrepreneurs Academy. We had a really good week. We had some great speakers come in, and we had a great group of mentors that are reaching back, helping out these young entrepreneurs become the superstars of the future. And lastly, but not least, big thanks to the Radio 1 family for making it possible for Auntie and Uncle to go check out the concert tonight. They got date night. I think they've been married for like 3 decades or something. I mean, they're just like, yeah. I'd be remiss if I didn't say congratulations to all my friends at SCORE. We had our award banquet this past week, and many of the folks that I came in with 10 years ago, well, they got their 10-year reward. So anyway, I have Will Norwood in here. He's going to talk about some of the cool stuff that's happening with the Office of Business Opportunity over with the city, and we got a big event coming up called Meet the Buyer. Also, I was fortunate enough, thanks to Camille. Thanks, Camille. You remember Camille from last week. She was able to get a hold of Lori Vignog, and I'm on a lot of stuff. I don't get to see Lori as much, but I'm on a lot of the programs. One of the big ones that just went down, and we got graduation coming up, is Getting Down to Business. And it was an incredible program, great group to go through. And then I have Michelle Price here with me, who's going to actually help me talk to the wonderful and incredible Kim Evan, who's part of this Tech Street Houston that's coming up. And so the big thing about Tech Street, I will say this. If you don't understand truly how important technology is to your business, then you're pretty much not in business. I mean, it's just that simple. So I do recall we had I can't remember his name. Waterworth from the Port of Houston Authority give a great speech this weekend at the SCORE banquet about the economic opportunity that's coming into the market. I mean, absolutely astronomical amounts of money are about to be spent along the port, along the waterfront. We got the Panama Canal. We have just a lot going on. So I would encourage you definitely to get out there and learn more about Tech Street Houston. We're going to talk to Kim. We're going to talk to Michelle in studio. And with that, let's see, we got full studio as always. You can always go to Ustream and check us out. That'd be under EE Hour. Johnny Profit. Daniel's over here doing the wheels of digital typing still, making it happen. So with that said, I think I want to just make one more quick announcement. I told you I was going to tell you this was my report, State of the Johnny Profit report. This was one of the worst investment years ever for me, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of us out here as entrepreneurs, if you're not an entrepreneur, just close your ears for a second, but leave it on the dial, okay? Don't change the channel. But a lot of us out here, we run into the problem where we need to get things done. We want to accomplish things, and what we do is we rely on people. But when we get there, we realize those people don't have the same passion, the same drive, the same energy, the same commitment, the same anything. But we have to rely on them. And many times, many times, things don't work out. And I can tell you this year, I lost a fortune. So if that happened to you, you're not alone. I want to share because sharing is caring. So when we come back from break, we're going to get started. We're going to talk to Kim. We're going to bring Kim in as soon as we get back. You're listening to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Johnny Profit.
News 92 FM. Weekend traffic.
Good news, we cleared the accident 610 eastbound at TC Jester. All lanes have opened. and you still got delays back to Hempstead, unwinding from there. Sam Houston Tollway westbound between Hillcroft and West Belfort. All lanes are closed with construction. You're forced to use the feeder roads. You got a 58-minute delay through there. And North Sam Houston Parkway westbound at Veterans Memorial Toll Plaza, you have ramps closed for the toll booth repairs from an earlier accident. Tomorrow, the 4 right lanes will be closed for repairs, but the left EZ tag will be accessible. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Mario Gomez here. Are you ready for a little springtime? After a cool week this past week, we saw freezing temperatures. Now it's back into springtime all over again. Low 80s expected today with some sunshine, a mix of clouds and sun for your Sunday afternoon. All is well for tailgaters tomorrow. We do see a few stray showers possibly late in the day on Sunday, but boy, is it going to be warm. It's going to feel like the preseason again here in Houston with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for tailgaters. High temperatures tomorrow at record levels on Sunday afternoon, with overnight temperatures cooling down as a cold front heads towards town by Monday. I'm meteorologist Mario Gomez in the Channel 11 Weather Center.
News 92 FM and the KHOU 11 Weather Center. A powerful combination. The KHOU 11 Weather Center. People you know and trust that live right here. Hear the latest forecast from the KHOU 11 Weather Center every 10 minutes on News 92 FM.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Johnny Profit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
All right, welcome back. Once again, thank you, Faith, for that incredible, wonderful, warm, heartfelt intro you do. I always love it. So anyway, we have Kim Evans with us to give us more information about the Tech Street Houston, which is an open and collaborative platform for the community to learn, share, showcase, and promote their creative ideas, expertise, and technology. This event will leverage the collective intelligence of our corporations, entrepreneurs, educators, citizens, residents, and students to increase the innovation, improve commercialization, and expand Houston's ever-growing super entrepreneurial footprint. Welcome, Kim.
Hi there. How are you?
We're doing great up here. How are you today?
I'm doing just fine.
Give us a little bit about you. What's your role in the program?
Yes, I'm the chairperson for Tech Street Houston. I'm actually co-chairing it with Councilman Ed Gonzalez. And I was enlisted early on. This initiative, Tech Street Houston is a smart city initiative, and it was created really with the inspiration of the vision that Councilman Gonzalez had for the city in regards to technology innovation. And he enlisted some other tech leaders, Bradley Jensen, Gerald Broussard, Gaurav Khandelwal, and myself to see what we can do to create an event that really highlighted Houston as a tech-friendly hub. And so that was really the inspiration and how we got started. And then we decided, going from there, that it really needed to be about cultivating smart citizens and communities. And that's really kind of the hub we believe that once you create smart citizens and communities, that really creates a smart workforce.
Absolutely.
It sparks innovation, commercialization, and expands the economy. And Tech Street Houston, our first annual event, actually it supports that vision and those goals by creating a multiple-track event that allows education, cultivating smart citizens through our Sing Street program for kids, teaching kids how to program robotics and do gaming programming, cultivating smart citizens with the development workshops, both beginning and advanced for Windows 8, Android, and iOS. Also conducting some thought leadership and domain expert panels and sessions in the areas of health innovation, emerging tech, social media, and various sustainability in the environment.
So does someone need to be all techie to really get anything out of this? Or, is this like a Silicon Valley kind of thing? Or?
Well, it is. I'm glad that's a great question. We initially, because some of us have done some things at South by Southwest in Austin, we initially enlisted Chris Valentine, who's the producer of the interactive event, to help us to advise us on this event. We wanted it to really have that kind of impact, but be very unique to Houston and address our goals. So what you will see next week at Tech Street Houston is an event that is totally tailored to our community, that is totally tailored for cultivating smart citizens, whether they're just beginning to be interested in technology and how that impacts their lives, or whether they're very advanced in technology. In this event, there's room for advanced technologists to showcase their innovations and to share that. There's room for the novice to learn and network and meet up with intermediate and advanced technologists. So it really spans all spectrums.
Okay. And so I have Michelle Price and Daniel Cohens over here typing away, keeping us all informed. But Michelle, just feel free to jump in because, there's so much. I'm looking at everything from Code Street, Hatch Pitch, Smart Street, Steam Street, Tech Street University. It's just a lot going on during this program. So, again, I'm trying to think as the executive entrepreneur, why would we show up? We know why. But when you get over 40, we don't touch computers, but we need them more than anything to stay organized. So,
well, that's funny you mention over 40 because 40 to 55 is actually the fastest growing segment in technology as well as social media right now. And one of the things I find really interesting is we've been able to create a programming that talks to the entrepreneur as well as the entrepreneur.
Right.
And we've brought a lot of topics together, everything from genomics in medicine, which Houston's known to be extremely strong for, all the way down to full cycle social to help businesses understand whether they're operating from the beginning stage, the intermediate stage, or the advanced stage on what they need to do, whether they have a product launch or whether they're just trying to have better customer service out in the digital space.
And so just to give people a head start, let's go ahead and tell them where it's going to be, what time, any fees involved or anything like that.
Well, one of the things that Kim is really proud of, and I love the fact that they were able to negotiate this, is this year Tech Street Houston is a gift to the city.
Wow.
So everyone gets to attend for free.
And just because it's free doesn't mean show up late, people, okay?
Well, if you show up late, you're going to miss some really good stuff because our keynote is going to start the day at the George R. Brown with Fred Trotter. And Fred is going to really be helping people to start wrapping their brains around what it means to hack healthcare. And healthcare is such a hot topic right now, and he brings such a really fresh perspective and view of how we can make it work better for us.
And so, Kim, has this been driving you crazy? Is it running you ragged? We've had quite a few folks that have put on major events, and how you holding up?
Well, I'm super excited about this event. This has been a long time coming. This is the third time that I've lived in Houston, and I know this topic has been on the table for quite some time to have an event like this. So it's very satisfying to see the community rallying around it and coming together to create this. Having Hatch Pitch, who's been at South by Southwest for the last 2 years, actually come to Tech Street Houston and give the local entrepreneurs a stage to pitch their revolutionary ideas in front of an audience of investors and early adopter customers is super exciting for this community. It gives our entrepreneurs a world stage to tell their story and deliver what entrepreneurs most crave, and that's fame and fortune.
And so, again, what day? When does this take place?
Wednesday, November 20th.
Okay, we can't say it enough. Wednesday, November 20th. And they can register online for this event?
They can at techstreethouston.com.
Okay. So my next question has to do with, as a business owner, again, going back to the business owner side of it, we're looking at the people who want to pitch. Is it too late to get involved as far as you want to pitch your idea? Because, like we had Pick and Post with Barry up here, and it's this new cool product he has, but
Unfortunately, applications closed for Hatch Pitch because that's a pretty big stage.
Right.
One of the things Kim didn't mention earlier is Hatch Pitch had been standing room only at South by for the past 2 years.
Absolutely.
And so we're looking forward to the fact that we're bringing that here to Houston.
Yeah, because we have a lot of technology that people don't realize keeps things running real smooth here in Texas. So
I would like to say this, although this is just the beginning, the 20th. This will be, the Tech Street Houston programming will be continuous. So I would say stay tuned. We look to have many programs that will be an outlet for businesses to tell their story about their business or share their thought leadership in sessions throughout the year, not just the main event, which will be an annual event starting this year, but we will also have a Tech Street Big Ten event every year in the fourth quarter.
All right, Kim, if I could, can you hold on? Can you hang on with us? We're going to go to a hard break right now. Can you hang with us? Can you just hang with us one more segment?
Yes,
I appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go check out what's happening in the streets and in the skies here on News 92. You're listening to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Johnny Prophet and the crew.
News 92 FM, weekend traffic.
We are accident-free right now. Watch for construction, though. Sam Houston Tollway westbound between Hillcroft and West Belfort. All lanes are closed here. You got stop traffic starting at Fuquay. It's a 58-minute delay to get through. They'll pick it up at 5 a.m. Monday morning. You're being forced over to the feeder roads. 610 North Loop eastbound at TC Jester. 2 left lanes taken away with construction. You have stop traffic starting at Hempstead. It's a 15-minute delay through there. They'll pick it up around 7 o'clock tonight. Best avoid these areas if you can. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Meteorologist Mario Gomez here. Well, after a very foggy start, the afternoon is off to a very warm day. Looks like temperatures will probably hit the low 80s today. Not a record, but tomorrow it's possible we could see record temperatures after starting off at a balmy 71 on Sunday morning. By the afternoon, we could hit 85. That would be a new record. Our old record of 84 could go down, and the temperatures will also go down. A cold front will move through early Monday morning, bringing fall back into the weather picture. The slightest threat. Mario Gomez from the KHOU 11 Weather Center.
It took 1 hour to think up an idea, 3 months to get a business loan, 2 months to find the space, and 5 weeks later came the first return customer. All told, it took 2 years to bring your idea to life. So why wouldn't you take 20 minutes to make your business better? Introducing the Comcast Business 20-Minute Advantage. If we can't offer you faster speed or better savings on your current business internet or phone service, we'll give you $150 for your time. Call us and get your Comcast Business 20-Minute Advantage today. Call 800-501-6000. See what 20 minutes can do for your business. Offer ends 12/31/13 and is not available to current Comcast business customers. Not available in all areas. Excludes Ethernet service. Proof of internet speed and competitive bill within the last 60 days required. $150 in the form of a prepaid card. One prepaid card per company. Call for restrictions and complete details.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Johnny Prophet. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
All right, welcome back. When we left out of here, we were talking about the incredible Tech Street Houston coming up. We have Kim Evans on the phone, and we have Michelle in the studio, along with Lori Vignog, Will Norwood, and Daniel and Jesse are doing it big, keeping all this pumping out to you, not only terrestrial but digital. And so I got Joel in the studio. He's doing a great job producing the show. So anyway, Kim, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so big takeaway. Here's your Hatch Pitch moment. Why would business owners come to this thing? Because I want them to show up. I want them to show up.
Yeah. Why would business owners come to certainly hear about the thought leadership on how to achieve business resilience and how to create smarter companies? Those are some powerful sessions that we have by our local thought leaders. Also, another session, building innovative labs in a traditional environment. So the sessions, the Hatch Pitch finalists are pretty powerful. I'm sure there are some companies that will offer products that they want to know more about. Seeing the expo, making sure that they have a place on the expo floor for next year. There's just a lot of dimensions to this platform to promote business and economic expansion.
Absolutely.
And amplify business messages.
And for everybody to know, they can go to techstreethouston.com. This takes place on Wednesday, so go ahead and free up your calendar. I can only stay half the day because I got to go do the Young Entrepreneur Academy. But the other thing I wanted you just to touch on lightly is what's going on with this STEAM Street. I see you added an A to STEM. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, that's really key because companies that really are embracing powerful creative design and integrating that with solid engineering are the companies that are moving ahead. So we wanted kids to know if they are creative, they have design abilities, there is a place for them in innovation and technology.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was looking at this like, they've added an A, art, one of the things we keep saying are missing. So with that said, do you have any parting words for us?
We'll see you on November 20th at Tech Street Houston at George R. Brown.
We absolutely will. Once again, we had Kim Evans, who is cheering up over there at the Tech Street Houston, which takes place on Wednesday at the George R. Brown. Woo-hoo! So you better be out there. You better be out there. I better see you, and we better exchange hashtags, and we better do some pick and post if Barry's out there too. So with that said, thanks a lot, Kim.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, so now we turn our attention to the money. We have Lori Vignog in here, and she's like the queen of. I mean, everywhere you go, and it's a community event and has business on it, we see Lori Vignog and Capital One. Welcome to the show, Lori.
Thank you, John. I'm thrilled to be here.
I'm just excited to have you up here. What's happening? Well, first of all, tell them what you do over at the bank.
I manage the community development outreach activities for Capital One Bank that covers Louisiana and Texas. So I'm on the road a lot, but Houston is home, and I'm just thrilled with the stuff that we're doing here.
You have a lot of stuff going on. You have me out there judging and reading plans, and I've been very
just know
busy.
how much we appreciate your support, and having you alongside with us in our businesses means a lot. You bring so much value and experience.
It's always fun.
So thank
you guys do a great job. Tell us some of the programs that are going on.
Oh, wow. Where do I start? And I have my friend here from the city of Houston. Well,
that
first
would be
off,
Will Norwood.
Yes, Will is here. Getting down to business. We're going to be graduating our 5th class next week on November the 19th. Well, this week coming up on November the 19th, we have 11 small business owners that have just completed a very intense 7-month program of coaching, mentoring, and workshops. And so we're really excited about them. We also are participating with the city on their Lift Off Houston, which is a business plan competition. That program will be graduating a number of, they're going to be winners, first, second, and third place winners. It's going to be announced on December the 3rd, and we're happy to say we're going to be doing that again next year.
So I'm curious, what are they winning?
Oh, a lot of money. The first place winner actually is going to get $15,000, second place $10,000. Third place $5,000. That is wonderful seed money for an upstarting business. And this particular business plan competition was created for entrepreneurs.
So is it going to happen again?
It's going to happen again next year.
And how does someone get involved?
Well, I'm going to let Will tell you about that. He has all the details, but through the Office of Business Opportunity and the Public Library, we partnered to create this program, which piloted this year, and we're just thrilled with the number of businesses, young entrepreneurs. This city is alive with people starting businesses, and so we have a number that participated, but because of the success, we're definitely going to do it again next year, so I'm going to leave that for Will to share. But, we have other initiatives with our partnership with SCORE. We do these Straight Talk workshops where we go into the community bringing information to small businesses. So we're just thrilled.
Yeah, you're very active. I mean, and again, I'm as far back as I can remember now. This has been how many years? How many years have you been in this market?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I got here in 2005 with Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
So we've been actively on the ground since 2005.
She, like I, we're like 26 years old, you know.
Yeah, I mean, not a day over.
Right. So, wow, you're right. It has been a while.
Yeah.
And we've touched a lot of folks.
We really have.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I talk to people and we're going through the, in our conversations playing catch up, it's amazing just how many businesses we've had an opportunity to have an impact on. And some wonderful stories have come out of the relationships that we've created, but more importantly, the information that we've successfully been able to bring to them. So,
and I have found you found some incredible partnerships with a lot of organizations.
Well, this work is not done in a vacuum.
Right.
Capital One can never do this alone. And through our relationship with SCORE, who I cannot say enough about, the professional retirees and business owners who have participated with us bring valuable information and resources to these businesses. They literally coach them one-on-one to help them take what they're learning in the classroom and make it applicable and real to their business. Money Management International is another really important partner for us. And, a lot of small business owners are using their personal credit to start and to drive and support their businesses. And sometimes the credit is impacted, not always in a good way. So we're teaching them and showing them how to get their credit on track, how to, address it, how to begin how to separate their personal credit and create business credit for them. And last but not least, and we know
can I hold it and bring it back? Because I'm going to keep you here for a while today.
Okay.
All right. I'm keeping Lori here with me. I'm keeping Will. I'm keeping Michelle and everyone with me. You stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
News 92 FM, weekend traffic.
New problem with an accident at I-45 North Freeway, northbound at Parker. 2 right lanes taken away. Stop and go traffic starts at Cavalcade. The entrance ramp is also blocked there as well. It's a 10-minute delay. Sam Houston Tollway westbound between Hillcroft and West Belford. All lanes are closed with construction. 58-minute delay. You're being diverted to the feeder roads. Watch for stop traffic on the North Freeway, I-45 HOV, northbound between Cross Timbers and Parker. That's a 27-minute delay. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Good day, everybody. Mario Gomez here. It looks like some big changes ahead in our extended forecast. Wintertime weather is history. We're back into springtime. That's the way the weather is around Houston sometimes during the fall, and that's the way it is today. We're back up into the low to mid-80s both Saturday and Sunday with overnight temperatures in the muggy 70s all weekend. Just the slightest threat of some rainfall at about 20% through the weekend. Monday, we see our return to fall again as a cold front kind of sweeps through the area. Highs only in the 70s, overnight lows in the 60s. And then really chilly weather sets in Tuesday and Wednesday with overnight lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the upper 60s. Sunshine returns. It's really going to feel like fall through Tuesday and Wednesday through the middle part of the week. On Thursday and Friday, we start to ramp up our temperatures and our chances for rain by Friday and the upcoming weekend to about 40%, with numbers getting very near 80 degrees by Friday afternoon. That's your extended forecast. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm meteorologist Mario Gomez from the KHOU 11 Weather Center.
I want to help more kids graduate from high school. Help more families learn how to budget and save.
I want my neighbors to have access to health care.
Help create opportunities for everyone in your community. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Johnny Profit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
All right, so Faith gave you the phone number, 713-622-6397, to call up here to the studios to talk to Michelle, to talk to Lori, to talk to Will, or to talk to me, if you dare. So, going back to Lori, what were you saying? I cut you off.
Well, no. Actually, I'll pick up right where we left off. I was talking about our partners.
Yes.
And I talked about SCORE, money management, but last but not least, access to capital. A lot of our businesses need to be able to access the capital to grow and to continue their businesses. So I have to provide recognition to Axion Texas, who was actually with us from the very, very beginning and helping us create the curriculum, but more importantly, working with us to work with those startups or those small businesses who may not be quite bankable are ready to come to Capital One Bank to get financing. But we have Axion, we have Marlon Mitchell's group, the Houston Business Development Incorporated. We also have the People Fund. So we have a number of partners, microfinance, CDFIs out there who partner and work very closely with Capital One to make sure, that our businesses have access to capital as well. So that's been the core and the network that we've created for getting down to business.
So if you're sitting in your car or you're listening to this by stream, whatever it is, just think to yourself, you're working a day job right now, you make pretty good money, you've moved up in the corporate ranks, and you've hit that glass ceiling. Now would be the time I would truly, truly, truly propose to you to look at starting your own business and leveraging the resources that we're talking about here, because there's just so much going on that if you had an actual side hustle or your business that, your weekender business, there's just so many ways you can make an incredible impact. And then, like I said, to have resources like, hey, how do you access capital? Come talk to any of the partners. If you want to get certified, we have Will in the studio. If you want to know how to really make your business work, we have Michelle here. Daniel does it. Jesse does it. Everybody in here is really here to help you create your business. And the neat thing about it is, in some positions I've had, we draw a salary, but for the most part, there's no capitalism here. It's more of a intra-social entrepreneurship thing we do when we go out and help folks. So I thank you very much for all you do and all that Capital One does. Will, it's your turn. Just get in the mic, Will.
All right.
And if you want to watch, you can see Will. His lovely, can I mention, his lovely wife is in studio with us as well.
I figure if I wake up in the morning, I'm a winner.
Ta-da.
Exactly.
So, Will, talk to me. What's going on at OBO, Office of Business Opportunity?
Well, the Office of Business Opportunity, we have a lot of programs going on, a lot of things going on in the community. One of the great things that we have coming up next week on Thursday is our Meet the Buyer Purchasing Forum. This is our fifth time doing this, and it's going to be taking place at the George R. Brown Convention Center from 9 until noon. So this event is designed to introduce small businesses to purchasing agents. So we're talking about minority women, small businesses, so that they can understand their purchasing needs. So it's going to be a great event. We already have about 500 businesses signed up and counting. And registration is still open.
Can I get a hold of that list? I'm playing. Go ahead.
If you come, you can meet them one-on-one, and it's a great networking opportunity, especially for small businesses, just to interact and see what's going on with different purchases. We're talking about construction. We're talking about professional services, supplies, all things with our city departments and with other agencies. So we have a lot of our community partners that's going to be there. We're talking about HISD, Metro, Port of Houston, Harris County, Houston Community College, and a number of other partners that we have in the community that's going to be there.
When and what day does this take place?
Again, this is November 21st. So next Thursday, it's going to be at the George R. Brown from 9 until noon.
So listen up and listen good. That means you have about, 4 days, something like that?
Yes.
To go do your homework, to learn words like signature authority, go figure out what departments want. Just don't show up and it's my turn, I want a contract. Do your homework. You see the budget, it's posted online. Go online to the city, look at what they've bought in the past.
Right.
But I'm going to let you tell it. Go ahead. Preach to them.
Well, we want our small businesses to be, well prepared for Meet the Buyer. We want them to come with an understanding of what they do and what they do best.
Right.
A lot of people, they come out and they say, I can do a host of things.
That's right.
I can do everything.
I cook.
Right.
I do it all.
It's good to specialize in one thing and really sell that so that you can get an understanding of who's buying that, what department, what agency, and how you can leverage that.
So this thing is like LinkedIn on steroids.
Yes.
Because everybody you need to meet is there.
Definitely.
So if you have nothing to do on what day?
November 21st.
That's a Thursday?
That's a Thursday.
So you can take off Friday anyway, because you're going to have to recoup from the fact that you'll have the opportunity to stand before those that have the authority to write you a check, get you a P card, get you up and rolling, or at least hear your idea and get you pointed in the right direction.
Exactly. So it's just a great opportunity to meet the people, the decision makers, find out what's going on within the city.
Right.
Have that follow up. Send them an email. Make the connections. Get that one-on-one meeting set aside for after Meet the Buyer, so that you can really get an understanding of what's going on.
And it's from 9 to noon.
Yes.
So be there at 8:30.
Yes.
That's right. Get up early. Get up at 6 a.m. and be there. Because here's what's going to happen. I see this over and over again because as your trusty business advisor, you really work my nerves sometimes. So you're going to show up with the understanding or pretense that you're going to walk in there and you're going to get a contract that day. And that's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Okay. So then they're going to turn around and they're going to take a bunch of business cards and they're never going to follow up on it.
Well, you have to do your follow-ups too. So, and let me make sure that you understand where you can go and register.
Yes.
And that is at HoustonTX.gov/OBO. So that's our
Say it
website.
Again,
It is HoustonTX.gov/OBO, which stands for the Office of Business Opportunity.
And I'm going to give you the cheat code. Just go in there and type Meet the Buyers in your favorite search engine. And you'll also find it as well in the top link. So with that said, I want you to hang on. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to find out more about how we can meet the buyer.
News 92 FM, weekend traffic.
Watch for the accident on I-45 North Freeway northbound at Parker, blocking 2 right lanes here. Stop and go traffic starts at 610 the North Loop. It's also blocking the entrance ramp. It's about an 8-minute delay. Bigger problems on Sam Houston Tollway westbound between Hillcroft and West Belfort. All lanes are closed with construction. It's a 58-minute delay to get through. They'll pick it up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Traffic's being diverted to the feeder roads. And watch for stop traffic on the northwest side, 610 eastbound between Hempstead and Highway 290. That's a 4-minute delay. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Mario Gomez here. Are you ready for a little springtime? After a cool week this past week, we saw freezing temperatures. Now it's back in the springtime all over again. Low 80s expected today with some sunshine, a mix of clouds and sun for your Sunday afternoon. All is well for tailgaters tomorrow. We do see a few stray showers possibly late in the day on Sunday, but boy, is it going to be warm. It's going to feel like the preseason again here in Houston with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for tailgaters. High temperatures tomorrow at record levels on Sunday afternoon, with overnight temperatures cooling down as a cold front heads towards town by Monday. I'm meteorologist Mario Gomez in the Channel 11 Weather Center.
Sandy lived a nightmare as a parent of a runaway teen. Her daughter was so normal, got good grades in school, even honor roll. Then came high school. She fell into a bad crowd, became rebellious, didn't come home some nights. Finally, she left. No trace. Sandy looked everywhere. Fear and emotion gripped the family for what seemed like an eternity. Oh, what goes through a parent's mind when the phone rings late at night? It was her daughter. Safe, ready to talk. She'd been living on the street when a Star of Hope mission volunteer found her. Sandy never forgets the relief she felt that night. Homelessness happens to all kinds of people, but it doesn't have to be permanent. People help Star of Hope because of the difference they've made in thousands of lives for over 100 years. Some, like Sandy, know firsthand. News 92 FM invites you to join us in our season of hopefulness as we help the Star of Hope continue helping people just like Sandy's daughter back to a normal life. You can make that difference. Please. Friday, November 22nd.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Johnny Profit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
So from the mouth of Redshift writer, executive, CEO, and the man himself, Daniel said to me it's an action-packed week. And I think almost every week during November and October is like action-packed. And he hit it dead on the head. So we got a lot going on. The one thing I wanted to know immediately is, do they need to be certified to attend this event?
That's a good question. And they do not need to be, or they don't have to be certified to attend Meet the Buyer.
Can they buy anything? Can they sell anything if they're not certified?
Yes, actually, just to do business with the city, you do not have to be certified. All you have to do is register as a vendor, and you can go to the City of Houston's website to find out how to register as a vendor. The good thing about the certification is that if you want to compete on goal-oriented contracts with the city, it's good to have that certification. And so we facilitate our office, the Office of Business Opportunity. We facilitate the certification program within the city. So that's for small minority women-owned businesses, also persons with disabilities. So if you want to get more information about how to become certified and the steps and the benefits of it, we have a workshop every Thursday. It's our pre-certification workshop. It's at our downtown office, 611 Walker Street on the 7th floor. That's from 2 until 3 o'clock. So every Thursday we're doing that, except for around the holidays. So Thanksgiving, of course, and some other holidays. But we're always there. So we're getting that information out for you to become certified. We have a large database of certified firms that you can actually go on our website to check out. And we have about over 2,000 certified firms within the city of Houston. And we're looking for more. So if you're looking to do business with the city, you want some subcontracting opportunities, want to work on some projects.
I want to be prime. I want the prime. I want
and
prime
you can
time.
move up to prime, and so that you can be the general contractor on some of our projects. It's just good to have that certification because you can leverage that with also not just the city of Houston, but with HISD. They accept our certification. The port accepts it. Metro accepts our DBE certification, which is the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. So we and a lot of other businesses and other agencies, they look on our database to find out, who's doing what. So it's a great place. And, with small businesses, just to be out there and to be located on a list of other small businesses,
Right,
it's a great opportunity.
Okay, so let me circle back around and make sure that with the certification, they're getting ready. And Lori, there's an event, or how do they get involved for the next round of getting down to business?
Our program also is free. There is a first come, first serve kind of basis. It's a competition. So because the classes are small, we only have a max of 15 small businesses in any given class. But we're taking applications or taking names to take applications now. And the person to talk to is Marvette Howard, and she can be reached at 713-435-5317. And I'll say it one more time.
You know the routine.
713-435-5317. And we're taking names so that we can begin the process of getting potential enrollees for the next Getting Down to Business class, which will be launched in February of next year.
So if not you and you know of someone, refer them, tell them. So with that said, Michelle, how you doing over there?
Doing good.
Talk to us. What else is happening? What else is happening? I'm going to be there in the morning at the whole tech thing because I want to see your presentation early in the morning. Actually, my morning starts at 5 a.m., and it's not because I'm doing CrossFit or anything. It's just I can't sleep. Dan, you want to grab a mic? Can you type in? Yeah, the man himself is joining Michelle. It's like a team over here.
Well, we're going to be teaching us a 3-part segment called Full Cycle Social, of which we can thank Daniel for naming it. And one of the things that he and I've noticed over time in working with especially small businesses is there's so much that's involved in digital and social media. It's constantly changing. And even for us, who that's just our core piece of our business, we have to run and jog quite a bit to keep up with it.
Yes.
So just from a tactical perspective, attending is going to allow them to kind of up-level their skills and make sure that they are actually using what is current and relevant now. One of the things I thought was really brilliant about how we constructed Full Cycle Social is we've got Damien Franco, who is with me on the top 100 list. Actually, we're in the top 10 of Houston social media influencers for Houston. He is our tactics guy. Whenever even I'm going, Damien, how the heck what happened over here? They changed it again. Right. Damien's our go-to guy. So he's going to be teaching from that perspective. And of course, when it comes to messaging, I always turn to Daniel Cohen in Redshift Writers because this kid is just genius.
Hey, that's the guy over there. He's the one. Hey, if you're following us on Twitter or any of the social media platforms, that's not me. That's Daniel over there. Say hello, Daniel.
Howdy.
He was typing. I thought he was going to. Yeah, I thought he was going to use like a text-to-speech program to. So anyway, Daniel, what's your part in the event?
So what I'm doing is kind of handling business messaging. So the 3 components are kind of the tactical side of things, and then messaging. So once you know how to use the actual networks, then what you're going to say to your audiences, depending on the business objective you want to accomplish. And then Michelle's kind of taking over amplification of audiences. And I think it's really important to point out that there are a ton of social media workshops out there.
Right.
It seems like everybody and their mom has a social media workshop.
Hey, I'm actually doing one on the 19th, but keep going. Yeah.
So what I think is important to point out, though, is that what we've tried to do is strip it into a compact segment that you can't just Google search immediately, and actually give people something that would have taken them a really long time to figure out in a few hours.
Yeah.
And then give them some kind of core business ideas along with it, too.
Love it. So do you use social media? Either one of Lori, Will?
Yes, we're on Twitter, Houston OBO. We're also on Facebook, Houston OBO. You can follow us there. And also, because we were talking about all these free opportunities, I want to make sure I mention that the certification with the City of Houston is free.
That's right.
Yes, and the workshop is free. And Meet the Buyer is free.
Tax dollars.
Yes, at work.
So you've already paid your entry fee, Lori?
Well, I was just going to say that we support and promote social media, and that's been a part of our core teachings with our programs as well. It's so important for our businesses to be online.
Awesome. So with that said, we'll come back. We're going to wrap it up, and we're going to just open the floor to just general conversation because I have some of the best and brightest minds in here to talk about business. You're listening to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour here on News 92 FM.
News 92 FM, weekend traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by the Houston Zoo's Gift of Grub. Sam Houston Tollway, westbound between Hillcroft and West Belfort. Freeway shut down with construction. 58-minute delay to get through there. They'll pick it up at 5 o'clock Monday morning. You're forced over to the feeder roads. Did you know that animals at the Houston Zoo munch 11,000 bales of hay every year? Give the Gift of Grub to the Houston Zoo. Every dollar donated will be doubled up to $50,000 thanks to a generous matching gift by TXU Energy. For details or to donate, go to houstonzoo.org/grub. Gary Rice, News 92 FM, 24-hour traffic.
Meteorologist Mario Gomez here. Well, after a very foggy start, the afternoon is off to a very warm day. Looks like temperatures will probably hit the low 80s today. Not a record, but tomorrow it's possible we could see record temperatures after starting off at a balmy 71 on Sunday morning. By the afternoon, we could hit 85. That would be a new record. Our old record of 84 could go down, and the temperatures will also go down. A cold front will move through early Monday morning, bringing fall back into the weather picture with only the slightest threat of some rainfall late Sunday and early Monday morning. I'm meteorologist Mario Gomez from the KHOU 11 Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Executive Entrepreneur Hour with Johnny Profit. Remember, you can watch and listen to our show at www.eehour.com. Call 713-622-6397. Again, that's 713-622-6397 to join in. Now back to our program.
Yes, back to our program. The one thing I want to point out, because a Twitter beef I had last week, but they'll be okay. Anyway, Michelle, what do you do?
I work with businesses with their digital communication.
Yes, and what are one of those things you're notably famous for?
You mean a platform I'm famous for?
Oh, there you go. She's being modest. She has a show. She has a show as well.
Oh, Breakthrough Business Radio.
She has a show as well. So I wanted to point that out. That's why she's so natural on the mic.
Oh.
I've done it since I was a boy, and I'm going to keep right on doing it until I can't.
You got it?
Do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked Bill.
Yeah. So, okay. So one of the things I want to know, that Twitter stuff we were talking about, all that good stuff. You got what kind of handle you got on that job stuff? What's going on again?
Well, we have a initiative that was created by Mayor Anise Parker, and it's to bring small businesses and potential employees together, and that's called Tweet My Jobs Houston. So with this platform, you can post jobs if you are a small business for free. Also, if you're looking for jobs, you can go there and create a profile. And the neat thing about this is that, let's say you're a small business owner and you're looking, and with small businesses, it's really critical that they hire right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And so
doesn't happen much, but you're right.
Right. So it's good that you can use this platform to post a job. And you can put in different descriptions. So if you're looking for administrative work, and you put that, as soon as you hit post, that job opportunity will go to anybody that has that description on their profile, and it could come from a tweet, a Facebook post. It can get sent directly to their email, to text message. So any kind of way that the
what's
employer.
the site again?
It is called it's Houston Tweet My Job. So that's Houston.tweet TWEET myjobs.com.
Oh, okay.
So Houston.tweetmyjobs.com.
This is a good point to remind all of those businesses out there. Remember Mayor Parker's initiative to hire Houston first as well?
Yeah. What do we got on that front?
Yes.
Where do they go for that?
Glad you mentioned that.
What a segue.
Right. So Hire Houston First. It's a designation program that was created to really make it competitive and to keep local businesses getting contract opportunities. So with Hire Houston First, the information is on our website to be registered as a designated local or a city business. So city, if you're within the city, local, if you're within the greater Houston area, some of the surrounding counties of Harris County. And this just promotes economic opportunity. It also promotes job growth within Houston. So we're talking about contracts that are, being awarded to local businesses that keep the dollars in Houston so that Houston can grow. And, Houston is ranked number 1 on so many lists, and we just want to really keep it that way.
We do want to keep it that way because all good things come to an end. So just keep in mind that if you want to keep the city going, that you hire here first or you make them move here, because right now we're moving folks in at about 180 some people a day are moving into our city to take advantage of us becoming the next super mega gigantic power of the world. So
if I can just add, the Office of Business Opportunities has been a wonderful partner even for Capital One, and we actually have aligned ourselves that the resources, the information that's coming out of that office has served Capital One very well, and even creating a lot of our small business programs and providing resources to help our businesses. So if they haven't checked out the office yet, small businesses and young entrepreneurs, they really should.
Absolutely.
It's a great resource.
And we want to thank Capital One for Lift Off Houston and the partnership that we have there with the Office of Business Opportunity and the Houston Public Library. And if you want to get more information on that, liftoffhouston.com.
And we mentioned Contractors College.
Yeah, and if I can just also add, again, through the partnership that we have with the city, next year we're going to be launching what's called the Contractors College. And it was a conversation that we had with Tondalyn Weaver, who is with the Kingdom Builders Center with Windsor Village, and the city, because there's such a need of making sure that minority contractors are ready and prepared to take advantage of the huge contracts that are coming into the city. Yes. And so you're going to be hearing more about that. It's a program that's going to launch next year. Capital One is just thrilled to be at the table with them to support it. And we're hoping that we'll have many contractors who's going to take advantage of that program.
And absolutely. Let me tell you what I heard the other day from one of the people who knows where the bodies are buried. So Leonard Waterworth, who's with the Port of Houston Authority, was mentioning that when they did their survey, which I'm sure you can find online, they discovered that somewhere in the tune of 36 billion plus whatever is what the companies along the 150 some companies along the ship channel are going to spend as far as putting money back into the ground and building something. So again, once you get certified, you get your feet wet, you learn to play with the big companies, the big organizations. I can't stress enough the opportunities that are coming your way if you get yourself ready. So I'm looking at Michelle because I want her to say something. Say something. Laughing's good.
I think next week they need to take their vitamins.
Yeah.
One of the things that we talk about on Breakthrough Radio a lot is how do you actually take care of yourself as an entrepreneur so that when you show up full in force.
Yeah.
And next week you need to be showing up full in force.
Absolutely.
You need to be showing up,
Get some
listening
sleep.
to Breakthrough Radio on Monday.
Yeah.
Pop into Tech Street Houston on Wednesday, and then follow up with what you guys are doing at the George R. Brown as well. They can
Meet the buyer.
get overnight parking.
Yeah.
Right.
And now is the time to start preparing. I mean, there's a lot of programs that's going to be launching next year, early next year.
Right.
So you're hearing about them now. Pull your information together, start making contacts. So come January 1, you're positioned to get into some of these workshops. It's really going to take the businesses to the next level. So
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
So I want to thank everyone for showing up today on this Saturday. That's the beauty of doing a live Saturday show. And I want to invite you once again on the 19th. I will be at the Houston Community College in their Center for Entrepreneurship. Sandra was nice enough to ask me out there. I'll be with Tony Harris. We'll be talking about, she'll be doing Constant Contact. I'll be doing social media for executives. So it's less about how to tweet and more about how to leverage the research part of social media and how to get that big data in your pocket so you can take advantage of it. So once again, Michelle, Lori, Will, and all these folks sitting around me, I love you. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful opportunity. Joel, take us out of here, buddy.
KROI Seabrook, Houston. News 92 FM. News 92 FM. Weekend traffic.
Accident.